2 years in the game, who would have ever thought? The hashtag Theversashow is still going stronger and stronger than ever. Man, I never get tired saying these words. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Never get tired of that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second anniversary of hashtag Theversashow. Welcome. Hashtag Theversashow is part of an entertainment podcast that exercises our freedom of speech. Our conversations, opinions, debate on a certain topic is not to offend anyone in any source. For that being said, enjoy the show. Yo, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? What is happening? And welcome to the second anniversary here on hashtag Theversashow. And of course, I am your host, the one that you have vote, the GOAT, the Versa. And ladies and gentlemen, you should already know to do these three things. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell at the same time. Listen, thank you so much, everybody, for viewing hashtag Theversashow, the second anniversary. I mean, God bless, you know what I'm saying? God bless. Every day and all day, God bless, you know what I'm saying? But listen, I didn't come here alone. I did not come here alone, ladies and gentlemen. I came here with the best. The man that was here on the first anniversary of hashtag Theversashow. He is here on the second anniversary of hashtag Theversashow. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta give it up to my boy, Aaron. My boy, Aaron. What's happening, Aaron? What's going on, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm hanging in, bro. I'm just hanging in.
That's
you know?
Amazing. 2 years in the making, man. Wow.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, man, for showing up. Thank you, man. I mean, look. 2 years into this whole thing, man. I mean, it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think I would get this far into the podcast industry. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, you know, not only that I'm here, but you're here too. So thank you so much, bro.
Anytime. 2 years, man. It's a lot of time.
Yeah. So listen, there's some things I want to clear up on this show on the second anniversary. Because I forgot to talk about the whole performance between Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl. So I forgot all about that.
Yeah, the Super Bowl is one of the ones I think a lot of Chiefs fans are upset. But go Philly, man. They came out on top, the bag of door.
Yeah, listen, Philadelphia, they doing their thing. I'm not going to hate on Philly, but, you know, it was a redemption for them. You know, it was just a straight redemption for Philly. And I'm just happy to see new faces winning championships, you know.
For sure. I feel like this whole season they just been playing with that extra punch on their shoulders, so
yeah,
it all played out at the end.
But of course, you know, anyway, so, you know, definitely want to talk about that. If you have any topics to talk about as well, we could get into that, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we're gonna go right ahead and get into this show, all right, on the second anniversary hashtag Theversashow. And listen, I know I'll be having most of the captions, like the sports talks and relationship talks, but this is gonna just be straight up vibe talk, all right? Just straight up vibe talk. Listen, bro, I like to listen to some instrumentals, you know what I'm saying, when I, do the podcast now, you know what I mean? Because, you know, you get like that radio vibe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, here we go. All right, so listen, let's go ahead and get into some vibe talk. So anyway, I missed out on the Kendrick Lamar performance at the Super Bowl, you know, and most people, they really talking shit about Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performances. Like, oh, it wasn't like that impactful. He shouldn't have done not like us. But I'm like, that what really got him to, you know,
where he's at.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of perspective on that. With just everything that's going on now. But I think his overall message was us coming together as one and, you know, understanding that they are oppressing us.
Mm-hmm.
The system is not really for us.
Yeah.
And we just got to keep going. Like, he performed a song that he know he's in a lawsuit for or a potential lawsuit for just to make a statement. And if you looked at some of the subliminals, like in the crowd he had Game Over or having Samuel L. Jackson play Uncle Sam, it's little pieces of the puzzle, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I like the whole Uncle Sam, and they got Samuel L. Jackson, so I like that whole theory. Even like, you know, most people saying like he should not perform this song, but I'm like, but that what got him to the Super Bowl. Now I heard on radio stations like DJ Envy and you know it was Charlamagne the God. He was like, oh nah, like that did not put him to the Super Bowl. But I'm like, bro, he won 5 Grammys off that one song.
Nah, for sure. But I think, you know what it is? I think it's just a lot of, you know, a household name like Drake in I guess rap beef with Kendrick Lamar. It kind of causes the industry to be in a divide because a lot of people mess with Drake and a lot of people mess with Kendrick. Yeah. But I think people are too worried about the song and just not forgetting the message. I think there's a lot of powerful messages, a lot of important people playing roles or being seen. And I think also too, that song kind of brought LA together when he performed it in LA, when he brought out all the different hoods together. It was just the impact of the song, right? I think people are looking at the disc, but there's a lot of impact that song has offered. Oh yeah.
Now, look, that song is a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a hit song. And do you think it destroyed Drake's career? Because, you know, his ass went over to Australia.
I don't think nothing could destroy it. Not to be a hater, or a fan. I just think Drake has paved the way for a lot of artists, even the ones that diss him or have beef for him now. I think Drake has set himself up in industry like he's one of them ones. You know what I mean? Right now, his new album with Party Next Door is doing numbers. He's #1. So it's like right there and again, anytime Drake is on the track, you going #1. Yeah. And I think a lot of artists know that, and I think that's the game. That's how the game goes. You gotta attack the biggest dog. You're not gonna go for somebody that's not popping. Drake is always popping year round. So yeah. Hey.
I mean, even before the album came out with him with Party Next Door, he was still bringing in numbers.
Yeah, of course. Drake is always gonna do numbers, man.
But I mean, now it's just like, cause you know, there's sometimes I would listen to Drake, but now it's different because I'm like, ever since I heard Not Like Us, it's like, nah, son, like it's just he's not the same no more.
Man, Drake done with the rap beef, man. He did it with Meek, he did it with Pusha. So it's like, hey, Drake is at a standpoint in his life where I think he's just there. Like a lot of people want to either work or collab with Drake because they know their song is going #1. So it's like, hey.
Yeah. Listen, like I said, I mean, Drake is Drake, but I just can't fuck with his songs no more, man. I'm done. It's like, you know, like Kendrick said, man, you're not you're a colonizer, you know, but it's like, is he? Because he's half black, half white.
A lot of politics, man. If you want to go look into certain things, like I feel like a lot of celebrities are in the position to advocate for more things, but they're not using their power as such. But you got to understand the industry is it's a lot of capitalism. At the end of the day, they're not trying to lose money. Look at Colin Kaepernick. You know, he's took the knee during the football or the American anthem or the national anthem, and look where they kind of outcasted him out of the NFL. So sometimes you got mouths to feed. You got to be a little limited with how you use your resources, you know?
Yeah. Well, Colin Kaepernick, you know, I wish he still plays in the NFL right now because I don't care what Trump says or the whole organization says. Like, he didn't do nothing wrong in the sense of like, you know, oh, well, all he did was just took one knee for the fallen soldiers in America. You know what I'm saying? But ain't like he committed a crime.
You got to look at it like this. He has a platform, and with the platform as what he has, it's going to create an impact, and too much impact on a society that is run by the riches or people who have money. You know, they don't want a revolution. They're not ready for that because once everybody is on the same page, it gets really crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, it does. But again, like, you know, I mean, I want to ask you, man, like, because, you know, I've been doing this whole podcast all by myself, you know what I'm saying? So it's not often that I get to ask people questions and to really pick their brains, you know what I'm saying? But like, what do you think that is going on in this world right now? Like, how do you feel? Because a lot of people, some of them are tripping because Trump is back in office. he got a lot of immigrants out of this country, you know, and you feel like he's benefiting the world or the country, I should say, you know, or, you know, you think he's like kind of like playing politics with this whole democracy of, you know, the government, you know, with taxes and him getting 34 charges and not being sentenced. Well, he was sentenced, but not going to jail or.
You got to look at everything like this. He's at a position of power, being the president of this country, in which he could just rectify the fact that he was in jail. One, I think the idea of America, when everybody thinks of America, is the land of the free, the land of the opportunities, right? I also think that being a citizen in this country is super hard because even American citizens don't know what's on that test. You can't ask any American citizen right now, if you're supposed to go day to day, oh, what's the 13th president, or which president was this, or information that is on that test. The average American citizen that has lived here from 0 to whatever age can't tell you. I look at it like this, right? It is unethical, you know, hunting down people who haven't had either the opportunity to get access into this country, or whether they're just here trying to make a better life or fleeing from where they're from, right?
Yeah.
And it just sucks that that's how things are. It sucks that the country is moving the way it's moving now with Elon Musk leaking or having access to private information, and it's a lot of money moves being made right now in the office, and it just sucks that we put somebody in office, or there's a lot of people who are in power playing with people's lives. That's what's the biggest thing. Like, I think a lot of people's lives are being affected by this presidency by people who have money, and people need to start waking up and really understanding or looking into the politics or looking into who are they taking their time to vote. Everybody was like, yeah, Trump. Oh, because he gave us a stimulus or this and that, but you got to look at the bigger picture sometimes. Sometimes in the Roman Empire, they mask you with entertainment so they can bullshit you and take over, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So. But, you know, and that's another thing, too, when people talked about the whole stimulus check, and they're like, oh, yeah, but Trump gave us stimulus check. I'm like, listen, it's not Trump. It was like the Congress. It was government that gave us the stimulus check, you know? Because if so, because you could have blamed it on Biden as well, too. Like, oh, well, Biden also gave us a stimulus check. But I'm not putting it on Biden or Trump. It was just Congress, you know, Nancy Pelosi and whoever was in that area decided to give us a stimulus check so we could pay our rent, get groceries and whatnot, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but, you know, I had a conversation with one of my homies. And to tell you the truth, it's like, I understand Trump. I get it. Like he's a strict guy. He's strict.
I don't think it's a level of strict. I just think he's a business-minded man, and I think a man of business will take will cut out any problems that's going to affect the money. I think at the end of the day, he's just trying to up his wealth or maintain whatever he has. I think there is a lot of people who have the power to make or add effect or make things happen by, you know, like there's a lot of things like with the power that Trump has and the connections he has, it could get real scary. And it's only been a few months since he's been elected. So just imagine like a year and a half from now, when we go later down the line, life is going to get real crazy. And I feel like as a community, as minorities, in which we are really the majority, we should come together and really start making things happen, you know, investing into each other and building up ourselves. Like, that's how we get to that level of success. Yeah. Again, bringing back Black Wall Street in every major city. Like, a lot of people don't buy from Black-owned businesses, and we wonder why. We wonder why the Arabs and the Jews have this and have that, because they work together. Yeah. We are the only group that don't work together. Nah. We are bad at organizing crime. We are bad at working together because we're either trying to cut corners on each other or do a half-assed job or just not help out. So imagine if 10, let's say, decent paying Americans or African-American or people of color come together and say, yo, let's do this. Imagine where that can go. And if it just sets the trend and it keeps going, yeah. It has to start somewhere. That's the only way we can have a foot in the door anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We need power. We need money.
Yeah.
So,
and the best thing that you say about like with the Arabs like working together, because I was telling that to somebody, I was like, the problem is, it's like when it comes to like the blacks and the whites too, they like to work like they very selfish on the low. You know, of course they're not going to expose it in the light, but they're very selfish on the low. But when it comes to the Arabs and whatnot, man, they really work together. Like for instance, they'd be like, "Hey, I have 50,000. Well, let me borrow 20,000. I could make 40,000. I could give you like 10 or 15 out of it. And then he could take that 15 out of that
and just keep building,
right? You know, and just keep doing his thing. Just keep building and building, and then they just keep getting richer and richer. So I'm like, wow, like that's a pretty good strategy.
Think about it, like a perfect spot to example for in my neighborhood, Allerton Avenue.
Yeah,
they bought out the Majid. There was this area, they bought out the Majid. Then they made a supermarket. Then they made a supermarket across the street. And they have a crepe spot right next door. So if you really look at it and do your homework, they're investing a lot into these properties, right? And if you think about it, us as black folks or black Americans, we are killing each other, especially in New York. That's where I'm from, right? We're killing each other over blocks and buildings that we have nothing. We don't own nothing, but we're ready to say, this is my block and I'm ready to die for it, right?
Yeah.
And if we start to change the narrative and say, hey, let's come together, let's get this deli or let's own this deli, and we could just have people keep flushing the money and running the money through there, right? And we can say, oh, let's get a laundromat, and we got a laundromat in our community. Oh, let's try to get a gas station. Right now, to get business credit is not hard in this country. Get your LLC, your personal credit has to be over 600, 680, 700. You can get $150,000 from Chase. Boom. Now, if 5 of us get that, that's a lot of money. Now we can invest into a property or invest into something to create wealth for our people. Yeah. And we can just keep flipping. Now we can literally rent to only blacks. Keep flipping, keep it going. Now we have a rental property. Now we have a gas station in our community that we own. Now we have a laundromat. Now we have a car wash. And we just continuously go to those businesses. And that's how the money runs. Yeah. Continues in a full circle. And over time, yes, it may not hit year 1, year 2, year 3, but over time, as we promote each other and promote ourselves, boom, boom, other people get inspired. Yeah. Now we back. Now we have opportunities to play in the ball game. You know. Yeah.
And then I was watching this documentary. It was from what's his name? AZ. He was a drug dealer back in the 80s with Rich and Alpo, and Rich and Alpo. And the whole drug game was corrupted because what had happened is that it was cool. You know, you get the drugs, you get the money, and then, everybody eating, everybody's dressing well. Then it gets to a point where it's like, you know what? Well, fuck the whole entire, getting the whole drugs and the money. Let me just get let me get 1 out of the 2. So, you got the drugs? I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna take my money. I'm gonna take your drugs. And I'm gonna get richer. And like you said, man, like that's just how they work. And it's not the proper way to work. But again, like I said, it's that self-finish that comes into play.
It just goes back to slavery, right? Or it goes back to how they enslaved us. They didn't just enslave us physically, they enslaved our minds. How they enslaved our minds was separating us by every little aspect. By different skin tones, by height, by shape, by if you were a man, if you are a woman. So imagine for 400 years plus, or from the beginning of us being in this country, we are being oppressed and being fed, because you're darker than me, you don't deserve these privileges. While we're already being segregated and oppressed on by a whole different race, we are suppressing and beating each other down. Yeah. And within our own race, instead of saying, let's big each other up. Right. Right? With that mindset now, that's why we can't win. Because for years, they've just been cracking down and it's been repetitive. Oh, you think you're better than me because you're light skinned or you're lighter tone? Or even back in the days, darker tone children said, oh, this child is better because they're lighter tone. Imagine that being the mindset of a child. Yeah. Who's completely innocent with well, when I say their ignorance is bliss, they have no understanding of the world.
Yeah.
And that is the thought process. So imagine that continuously being brought down and brought down. And back when I was a kid, I was an African booty scratcher. Now we're bringing up darker tone men or darker tone women. So it's like we have to get out of that narrative of fighting each other over little things that don't matter.
Yeah.
And understanding how, like, what is the difference between us and how can we get past the difference so we can move as one. Once you do that, I promise you, it may not happen today. It may not happen tomorrow. May not happen 3 years from now, but as we continuously improve on that and one by one come together, it's over. This country might lose its mind.
Of course. You know, that's what they don't want, like, you know, it is funny because I was talking to somebody about this and I was like, listen, man, this country is run by, you know, different color skins. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but once them dark color skin starts to run the country, oh man, it will get better, way better. But you know, them like the, you know, paper skins, you want to call them, they're not gonna accept that. They're like, oh, like who are they to like run this country? And you know, and I had a conversation with my mother about like the education system, and she was from the South, so I'm like, okay, I understand your, you know, your whole mindset, the whole narrative and everything, because their education system in the South, it was just like work instead of like, you know, hey, take your money to stock. Put your money into investment, you know, do this with your money or do that. But
yeah, financial literacy is not taught to a lot of underprivileged students.
Yeah.
I think, and the reason why we don't do it is because we don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest thing. I think a lot of people just don't know, which is sad to say, but there's money to be made. This is a capitalistic country. Like, if you have a business venture or a business idea and it's actually planned out properly, you can go to any bank or anywhere with the right documentation or the right paperwork and make something shake, make something happen, right? And as long as you stay by your plan and you implement proper values, it should work.
Yeah.
I just believe that it has to be taught, or the knowledge has to be sought and then it has to be applied, because knowledge is power.
Yeah, of course.
But not applying the knowledge doesn't take you nowhere.
Yeah.
So applying that knowledge is what gets you to, okay, step one. Okay, I know that I have to go this way now. When do I go to the bank? That's step two. I have to get in the bank. Now convincing 3 other guys, oh yes, do this, let's get this rental property. That's step 4. And just implement it slowly and surely. Everything will come back to you. I just think the problem is we as people don't like slow gratification. We're so used to instant gratification with our phones or with just day-to-day life, right? We are so used to everything being so that
everything is microwavable.
It takes time. Everything takes time. Think about it. Like, we are so accustomed to having somebody tell us when we should get paid, and at the end of the day, that's not how it should be.
Yeah.
Your mindset should be, I want to get paid today. How I'm gonna do that? Or how can I make sure that every day when I wake up, I'm seeing X amount of money? And it's possible. The blueprint is there. We have a lot of black millionaires. We have a few black billionaires. There's a lot of people who are making money. We have a lot of people who are not of our race making the money. It just look at their blueprint, look at what they're talking about, internalize it, copy the business model. It may not work exactly for you, but change it up then.
Yeah.
Put it in your own swag, put it in your own style. Surely and for sure, it's not going to miss because it's the same business model.
Yeah.
So if you take, let's say, for example, Apple, they have a product. What they sell is exclusivity. You copy the same idea, just different blueprint. You make your blueprint a little different, same model, same ideology. It should hit every time. Same promotion. It just needs somebody to look at it and be like, how can I either buy this or invest into you so we can make more?
Yeah.
That's
like
the goal.
Tesla, for instance, too.
Elon Musk bought out Tesla from somebody. Great idea, and now it's it. Now Tesla is the innovation for the world. Where Tesla is doing things that we can't even imagine right now.
Futuristic type of style,
and
man.
it's so scary because the people who are doing these things are the minds of regular human beings. So now just imagine like how technology is just gonna keep going as he's collecting more money.
Yeah.
As he has access to the whole country's information.
Yeah. I mean, listen, one thing I say with Elon Musk, man, is that he is going to change the world. He is. And I was like, how in the hell is this guy is a billionaire? From what? doing more research and stuff. He's like a rocket science, like a legit rocket science. And I'm like, oh shit, kind of like Tony Stark, for instance. Like
he is the real Tony Stark. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, without the Iron Man suit,
Yeah.
but who knows? He got these robotics type of shit that he could make an Iron Man suit.
He really wanted to. I think he has the money, he has the resources, but I think for him, and this is just my hypothesis, I just think he just wants world domination. I think he wants complete control of the world. I think at the point he's at, he has Twitter, right? Twitter is the most unfiltered social media platform in the world.
Yeah.
You can say pretty much anything. It may get banned, especially you may get a little yellow flag, but he has access to the most uncensored social media platform in the world.
Oh yeah.
So that's just, now he understands the minds of, he has a computer. I know a computer is processing people's thought process, how they view things. It's gonna get, with his resources, it could get really crazy for the better or for worse. So I just think people need to be more mindful with what they're doing on social media or how they're disclosing themselves, because you never know what could happen.
How do you feel about social media like today? You think it really is it really affecting people's mindsets?
Yeah, it sets, what it does is it sets a precedent for how you should be or how you think you should act. I feel like a lot of women are either so focused on their body and how they look or their appearance, because there are women who are paying what it costs to look how they do, then post pictures, and then they're getting the attention from men. And now it sets up, my mindset is, oh, I'm a female of this shape. Will a man appreciate me? Now you over-sexualize yourself, and that's not what you need to be done. Or as a man, as a young man, I can see somebody who's in my age bracket or within my age range, and he's getting to the money. I could be self-confident about myself.
Yeah.
Dang, maybe I'm not doing enough. And then now, with relationship-wise, it's now tricking. It's all about spending money and buying somebody's love. But how do you know somebody truly loves you if you have to pay for their energy or pay for their time or pay for them to be around you?
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of perspectives. And if you're not confident with yourself, you can be most definitely misguided.
Yeah. And you know what? It kills me the most as well, too. Like with this whole social media with the females, like you're saying, because it's like, and I said this, and shout out to Little Brody, too. It's competition now. It's strictly competition. There's just no more like, oh, well, he's a nice guy. He got something going. I think I said this on a previous episode.
For sure.
It's like, oh, he's a nice guy. He got something going, and, he might be this and that. Now, if the guy has trauma, then okay, that I can understand if he has trauma. But like, if this person really trying to get his life together, and regardless if he's working like, I don't care, like McDonald's or like into a gas station or whatnot, it's like he is still trying his best to become the better man that he's trying to become. And now you got these females, man, they be really trying to tear these women, tear these men down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's pathetic.
It goes both ways, right? Like I said, social media does play a very big role. And I think a lot of people don't know what they want. Like, for example, the Pop Your Balloon by that lady, she started that trend or whatever the case may be.
Oh, man, that was a horrible idea. Well, I'm 50-50 with it, but,
right? But when you really take the time to really watch, a lot of people, men or women, will pop a balloon based off something somebody previously has said. Or, for example, I noticed with a lot of the women that go on the show, let's say there's a man who's very attractive, they'll pop because he's overly attractive. Now, or their excuse would be, oh, I don't like that you have your ankles out. But it goes with the silhouette. I just feel like a show like that just shows the ideology or the mindset of people or human beings. There's a lot of men that go on a show overly flaunting and thinking that that's what women want, but that makes you a sucker, using your money or using what you have to make yourself look good. I think it shows a lot of characters. It shows a lot of personalities. It shows how the world thinks. It shows what people want. And it shows that a lot of people truly don't know what they want. It shows that the world is very corrupt. I think true relations or true intentions are not really profound anymore. I think the mindset is whether I can bamboozle you to think that my life is amazing and you come to my life, or I'm going to either A, be a woman and judge you based off things that don't matter. Right. I think for men, it's more we either create a life that we don't really live. And as a woman, it is expecting a lifestyle or setting a bar too high or too low. It's a lot. It's a lot of like circling. Like sometimes I'm really dumbfounded by the show or the few responses that a lot of people make. And it just depends. Like everybody's in a different point in their life as well. And I think that's the biggest thing that the show shows me.
You know, and I was watching a little clip. No, somebody showed me, I forgot who it was, but they showed me like the aftermath, right? Like, you know, the guy found the girl and whatnot after the whole balloon pop shit. And what happened was that no, I'm sorry. I was watching shit on YouTube and the guy was explaining like, you know, the whole balloon pop shit after the date. So she took the dater, I guess you want to call him, to her family, right? And then she said like, oh, he was acting all weird and everything else. Long story short, she winds up she don't even like the guy no more, right? And then he doesn't even like her. So I'm like, so what's the whole point being on the show? And you guys, you know, I thought you guys really found your mate, your soul mate.
It's temporary, bro.
Temporary?
Think about it like this. We're on the show.
I think it's a waste of time.
I think a lot of people go on the show, to be quite honest, to either, if they have a platform, enhance their platform, or because a lot of, like, for example, a lot of people like, I could give a prime example, Aaron the plumber, right?
Yeah.
I see him on a reality TV show fighting. And you got to look at it. You didn't know who Aaron the plumber was until the Pop the Balloon challenge. Then after he did the Pop the Balloon, then I noticed that he was a little bit more active on social media. And then he went on this reality TV show. And you got to look at it like a lot of people go on the show to self-advertise. Yeah. Which is okay. Take every opportunity to big yourself up, whatever the platform. But a lot of people don't go there for the right reasons. So you may find somebody who actually is willing to or is looking for love, and there's people who's looking for opportunity. Yeah. So, like I said, that show is very much just like, I feel like it's just there for reactions and politics. It's entertainment. Yeah. It's something to either confuse the mind or have somebody who's viewing it thinking that it's real. Like, let's be real. You think I'm gonna find the love of my life because I walk down an aisle and they're choosing to pop a balloon or walk by me? And that only creates competition. Yeah. And that's why, man, this whole shit, and I get it, they try something new. Oh yeah, my fault, the microphone. I think on the other one, the top, yeah, that one, no, yeah, there we go. That's we'll tighten up. Turn the other way. Yeah, there you go. Is it cool? Yes, perfect. Thank you. Yes, sir. Of course, I got you, brother. So I need a team, man. I need a team around, you know what I'm saying? I would have told a person, hey, white man, fix his microphone. For sure. Fix the TV, white man. Nah. But that's what pissed me off about the show. It's like, you know, just go out and find somebody, you know what I'm saying? I want to ask you a question, man. Talk to me. All right, listen. This is #TheVersashow, the second anniversary as well, too. So I need to ask you, bro. So let's say, right, if like you go out to an escort, right? And you know, you've been with many escorts and shit like that, but you find this one escort, you're like, wow, man, like, yo, I like this chick, right? Is it wrong? To me, I know it's business, but I'm saying it's like, is it wrong to get into a relationship with a female that's in part of a business, like an escort business, knowing that she has other men that she's pleasing in her neighborhood or in the neighborhood? I think how you look at it, for me, if I'm ever to do something like that, you got to understand it's business at the end of the day. So you catching feelings make you a tenderoni. That's me. That's my personal opinion. Because at the end of the day, if I have to pay you to get access to something that back in the day was valued at a high value, and you're telling me it's $300 now, I will never look at you and respect you. And that's just me. I think personally, a female's promised land, you could say, is, or a woman's promised land is of value.
Okay.
You hold and harness a child and push that child out, and for you to say your price point for 30 minutes of your time is $300 or whatever the price may be, it's like, I had an amazing time. Yes, the energy was good. You have a personality because you are a human being, but I wouldn't catch feelings. I would just look at it and be like, all right,
okay,
you chose the wrong field, or I wish you did something better with your life.
So what you think is better? You think relationship sex is better, or like escort sex is better?
I think relationship is better. The reason why you are truly connected with that person, mind, body, and soul, right? Or even if it's not mind, body, and soul, or you're not to that level, you're not advanced, it's always going to be like more intimate. I think if you're doing something with something you have to pay for, you know it's business. So you're not going to cater to it and care if that person finishes or whatever the case may be, you know? Like for an expert, you just want it done. I'm here, get my job done. Once I finish, I'm finished. If I for my girl, I'm going to do the utmost. I'm going to make sure I talk her through it, or make sure she gets to where she needs to get to in the process. Aftercare, still, you know, cater. Like it's gonna mean a lot more to me personally than it just being like somebody I have to pay for. Like if I'm paying for it, you're cooked. I don't care, and that's me.
Oh, I feel you on that.
What's your take on it?
Oh man. Well, listen, my thing is like, I think it's a better way in the sense of that, because a girlfriend is like you have to maintain that. And if you look at it as like month wise, it's like you spending a lot of money on your girlfriend a month. Now with like, you know, you go smash a girl for like $80 or like $100 or something dollars as you get your nut in, then you go home, get your steak, and you eat that, and you gotta worry about her. You gotta worry about her complaining, yelling, screaming, or where you at. You just call her up and say, hey, listen, I'm gonna get some booty or some head, and then, you know, and then
yeah, it is what it is. But like I said, like it just depends. Like for me, I feel like just having to pay for it is like, damn, you lose value to me. Like I don't even want to do nothing with you. That's how I look at it. Like I'm very much like, I rather, even if it's not like a relationship, but I don't want to have to feel like things is monetary. Like I don't mind spending money. My biggest thing is it costs. I feel like even at the end of the day, it costs to entertain or be around women. Because even if you going on the first day, or I meet a girl off social media, or I meet a female in person, a woman in person, like it costs. I'm gonna have to pay for the day or court her, because at the end of the day, I'm extending the gesture, right?
Yeah.
But for my mindset to be like, for it to hit, it's gonna be like, damn, I know that you're expecting a certain amount of money. It's like you asking me, don't ask me for nothing, just let me do it. That's how I look at it. I don't mind. Like I don't mind. That's what I'm saying. In a relationship, I don't mind spending money. It costs, but like with the escorts, it's like, damn. At the end of my 30-minute timer, I got to make sure I have $300 to give, and it's like, damn, it don't hit the same because I ain't work for it. I feel like what makes sex fun is the chase, or like that, the lead up, right? It's the going out or vibing, making the woman feel comfortable, making her feel safe, right? You know, courting her, making her feel like, damn, he's nice. Oh, he smell good. Like those compliments mean something. Like an escort might tell you anything. That your shit probably trash. Right. Escort gonna tell you did an amazing job, because at the end of the day, she trying to get her bag. Yeah. Right. Now, if I'm with somebody and it's a connection, or if it's a vibe, it hit different. Like it always feel different. Trust. It always feel different. Like you could pay for it though. Like let's say you travel. Hey, you trying to experience something you trying to experience. That's cool, but it's never gonna equate to you being with somebody you actually like or you actually have feelings for. Yeah, and it's never gonna equate.
Well, you know what? That's funny you mentioned about traveling, because I was watching this documentary on Vice, and they was talking about like this guy. He went out to another country in Colombia. Yeah, Colombia, and he found like his wife. And the guy asked him, he's like, what made you move to Colombia? And he was like, oh, because there's better women out here, and they will really love you. They are loyal. And my other homie too, shout out to Hyro, you know, he was like, he went to Peru, found his wife in Peru, Now she's up here and he's married to her and always checks up on him and cooks for him and all that, the whole nine. And I'm like, what's going on with these American girls? Like, why can't they get on that type of level in relationships?
It's the internet. I think a lot of...
But they got internet too, though.
Nah, but you got to look at it like this. Even back home in Jamaica, like a lot of cultured folk are taught to cook, clean, and do things as a young lady, right? So, or they had to provide for the whole family, and I feel like it's more in the Hispanic culture that they teach their girls to cook, clean, serve and cater to the family. So now
the Spanish culture,
yeah. If you really do your homework on Spanish women, that's literally.
Oh, do we talking about like the one in their country? You ain't talking about the one that was
even. It depends on their parents, but even even in America, like there's a lot of Spanish women or a lot of women of culture, like who are from Trinidad and Tobago, like who are really taught, like cook, clean, this, that, and the fourth. But you know what it is too? Social media, and then another thing is a lot of people are looking at it like, oh, you're not my man, you're not my boyfriend, or you're not my husband. I'm only cooking for my husband. But how am I going to choose you over the rest if I don't see your full qualities? At the end of the day, you see my full qualities where I'm able to take care of you. I'm able to satisfy you outside the bedroom and inside the bedroom. So I'm showing you my full potential. So why am I getting a limited experience because we don't have a certain title attached to our connection? Yeah. So it just depends on who you deal with, because I've been with a lot of women where I had to wait 3 years for a plate of food. Then I've been with a woman where after the second time of us hanging out, I got a plate of food. It just depends on the culture. It just depends on who they are as a person. So I wouldn't just single out like women in general. But you are right. A lot of people from outside of America are more inclined to cater to their man because that is what they're taught. Like I said, the biggest problem in America is lack of information or lack of knowledge. We're not taught certain things. And that's true, men and women. I feel like a lot of men in America don't know how to court or take care of a woman because we're not taught. A lot of us don't have our daddies, or if we don't have a daddy, the person we looking up to is somebody on the block or somebody in the neighborhood who either is probably a jealous or doing things, you know what I mean? So it just depends on who you were brought up by. It depends on who you're around. You know, it depends on what you are trying to stand for as yourself. So
yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Because with me, it's just like, you know, I was talking to my homegirl and I was like, I gave up on love because it's like, what do these females knows about love? And they don't even have their fathers around. Their mom is out there trying to find a whole new dude, and they also getting pregnant by the new dude, and now they left that second baby father going on to man number 3 or number 4. And it's like they're following the trend behind the mothers or whoever that they are raising. And it amazed me when I hear people talking about, oh, well, you go out of the country, you could find your soulmate. And it's like, no, there's no fucking way. No way. There's no way. No fucking way. If I go to Colombia and I see this girl, I'm like, damn, she's banging, she's gorgeous. And she's really chasing me as if I am the trophy. Like, that's how we working around this bitch.
You know what it is too? I think in America, people don't see the value in other people. I think in Colombia or countries that are not here, when you go there as a foreigner or as an American, quote unquote, they see the value, right? And then on top of just seeing the value, if you are truly attractive, they will immerse themselves into your energy because they understand that you are the meal ticket. Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily about they look at us as a trophy, but they understand that the man has the value to either change or change your life, right? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, women do not date down. And if they do, the few that do, I think they do it on the sole purpose of they like to fix people, right? Yeah. So, but majority of women do not date down. Like if you don't have no level of ambition or no level of drive, they're cutting you off like a bad habit. Yeah. A lot of men, I can say for account, would date a girl that works at McDonald's as long as she's pretty, as long as they are attracted and they want to help. A lot of women want to do that because at the end of the day, they're in this country, they're in the mindset of, I should be taken care of. I should be courted. I should be having this, or I should be,
Yeah.
So I could even speak on personal experiences. Like I remember this one time I was playing around and I asked a girl to buy me food after she asked me if I was hungry, but I was just trolling.
Yeah.
And it turned into like she's so used to people asking for money, but I'd be damned to ask somebody really to do something for me, especially if you're a woman. Like sometimes I don't be asking my moms because I just don't need I feel like women hold grudges or women hold on to what they do, and I don't like stuff being thrown in my face. Like,
yeah,
I'd rather take the L and starve than come to you and my pride's too high.
Yeah. And that's what I was telling my homegirl, man. She was like, oh, I can't find a nigga. And I said, see, that's the problem, is that you are so masculine with these men. I'm not saying like you scaring them, like you're scaring them away.
No, it does. It does scare them. It's a simple. I don't think no man wants to be with a man who is a heterosexual man. I don't think he wants to be with energy of a man. I think he wants to be with somebody who is more feminine, who's more allowing him to make the decisions or not. You don't have to talk to me like anyway. I feel like, because I'm not going to speak to you or come out my jaw. Because for a man to argue with another person, that's feminine energy. Yeah. I think how situations are resolved is by conversation, like always. But if you are arguing back and forth or raising your voice or trying to get the last word, that is feminine energy. Yeah. Right? So understanding that, especially a man who's truly understands his masculine, is not going to want a female who's also trying to be in her masculine based off her trauma of how she's brought up. Because I wouldn't want that. I tell women all the time when we interact, like, you're not going to be doing no heavy lifting. Like, when I'm around, you don't got to worry about nothing. You could turn your brain off because I'm here. I am going to be the provider, the source of energy, the source of life for the time being, or the duration of the time I'm here. I'm not going to have you ever lift up a finger because that's not your job. Your job is to just cater to me and make sure that mentally I'm straight. Mentally I'm able to continuously do the things I do for us. So I don't want nobody. I'm not gonna come home. You gonna be, oh, where you was at? That's you don't want to hear that. Talk to me if you have a problem. Address me properly. Hey baby, I just noticed that lately your energy has been down towards me. I just want to know, is there anything that I'm doing wrong? Because sometimes you're so quick to blame. And then all it takes for me to say is, all right, baby, it's never you. It's lately I've just been going through a rough patch at work, and I just want to make sure that I'm not slacking off or not performing at the level I can for you. And that's it. Simple conversation. But you carrying over the negative energy is already gonna, boom. Now we both butting heads, but the whole time it's a simple conversation. How you approach a man or how you approach somebody, period, is how you get the results you may want. Yeah. Simple as that.
No, you're right. But I don't know. Like, there was this guy that was about to pay for his vehicle, out the parking lot, and his girl got out her card, and he got out his credit card too, and then she was about to pay. He was like, no, and they're over there fighting over the machine. And I told him, I was like, yo, bro, let her pay. No, I can't let her pay, man. I said, bro, just let her pay. So she was like, yeah, I want to pay. I said, she wants to pay. So he's telling me, he's like, man, that's just not right for a man to pay. And I said, bro, stop. Okay, listen, we got to stop the whole notion of like the man got to pick up the whole rock for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she's willing to help to pick up the rock with you too, then that's a benefit, man. She's showing you worth. She's showing you that you are worth in her life. So she said, don't worry about it, baby. I got the payment. I got it. But by you saying, no, I got it, she's going to keep thinking that, oh, well, you the God type of guy.
No, you know what it is? I don't even think it's about the God type of guy. I think what it does for her is like, now I'm not willing to help you because you show me that you cannot be helped. And once a woman gets into that mindset, you're cooked. Yeah. And I think that's one of my biggest downfalls with one of my relationships. I think that I was so stagnant on the fact that I got it. Like, I got everything. Like, I've always had myself since I was a kid. So it's like, I was not used to somebody willing and truly trying to help me. Yeah. Right. And I think that kind of created a rift in the relationship. Right. I'm not big on you buying me gifts, but the person wanted to shower me with gifts, and that was off of that person's entity. Like, she said, I think you deserve this, but I'm so big on don't worry about me. Like, I got it. You know what I mean? And a woman's going to take that like you pushing her away. And I think that's one of my biggest mistakes in life too. Like, pushing away people that actually cared or wanted to do for me, because I was just so stuck in a way of I got being self-sufficient. But that goes vice versa for women. A lot of women are so independent, and I understand you are independent as a mechanism for people always letting you down. But if there is somebody willing to help you, take the help.
Yeah.
And be vulnerable to take the help. And I think that's something that I have to tell myself every day, because there's people in your life that want to help you. Yeah, there's people also in your life that may throw it in your face, but in that moment they want to help you. The only reason they throw it in your face because they angry and they've got nothing bad to say about you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
if you have somebody in your life, man or woman, that says, yo, babe, I got you, or I noticed you ain't eat today, here's this. Don't look at it as though you trying to do this, or you trying to demasculate me, or you trying to spoil me, or, you know, make me feel like a charity case. Just take it as the person is willing to see you happy.
Yeah.
For that moment in time, or help you financially.
Yeah, and I wished women could see it that way. Well, the American women could see it that way, you know. But I don't know. They see things differently, you know. And like you said, and you made a strong point when it comes to like the household, you know. I mean, you made a lot of strong points, actually, you know. And my problem is I just learned just to be myself, you know. Like, because, yeah, I might put on an image, you know what I'm saying? And some people watch, you know, I might put on an image for them to say, oh, I like that character. But then when they see the actual character, they're like, he's different. You know, he's supposed to have like this bad boy, you know, mush my face type of, but he's a nice guy. He's has his vocabularies correctly. You know, he doesn't walk around saying gang. Like, he really got his shit together. And I'm looking back, I'm like, is it something that I'm doing wrong? You know what I'm saying? But it got to the point where I'm just like, you know what, it's whatever. Like, I'm just going to be me because I love me. And if a female doesn't like me for who I am, then it is what it is. You know, I not to be arrogant, but I do strongly believe like I am like the trophy. You know what I'm saying? And all men should feel that way.
Because how I look at it is, the reason why men are the trophy, I would say it depends, right?
Yeah.
You have to become a value to become a trophy, right? You have to become something important to be a trophy. At the end of the day, I think as much as women think they are the trophy, I'm the only one that can make you my girlfriend, make you my wife, make you the mother of my child. And with me holding all those values, because at the end of the day, as much as you love me and you tell your homegirls I'm your man, if I don't ask you to be my girl, you're going to tell me in my face, I'm not your girl.
That's right.
Right. So once I make you my girl, that means at the end of the day, you are waiting for me to choose you. Right. And a trophy is only given to the actual winner. Yeah. So with that being said, I look at it like this. I feel like with me holding all that power, right, to, let's say, forget the boyfriend or girlfriend, marry you and commit to you for the rest of my life. I think you have to deem me at a level of, or deem the entity that I am in that moment. Because right now, if I'm a bum, you're not gonna look at me at value, right? If I'm not, I don't have nothing going for myself, you're not gonna look at me at value. But now if I work the job, or I've created a level of security for you, financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, I do all those things, and I'm choosing you day to day to be the woman of my life for the rest of my life. It's like, yeah. To go back with everything else, like, it just comes to time. I think women play a very important role in men's life, period. At the end of the day, a man is gonna get money because of a woman. A man is going to cry about a woman to get motivated. Women is the motivation to any man. Any person on this earth that is heterosexual and into women, or superly into women, the mindset is, how can I get more so I can be able to get into the room with these kind of women? Right? There's levels to this joint. So yeah, feel me? So it's like, at the end of the day, I still to make everything make sense, I have to choose you. And for me, choosing you doesn't make you the trophy, because I can choose anyone I want. I can choose blindly. I can choose off of time we spent together. I can choose off of just because you gave me a good sexual experience. But at the end of the day, I'm the one that makes the choice. You don't make the choice because it's not ethically right. Yeah. Because there's a lot of times I've been dealt with women, and they hit me with oh, you're not my man, so you can't ask me to do that. So it's like it goes. So which that does not show that I'm the choice maker. I'm the set in stone reason on why you're in my face.
Yeah. And you know what? That's funny because just last night I was talking to our little Brody, and I was just telling him, I was like, bro, when it comes to these females, man, there's levels now. There's like levels. And again, let's say if I worked at a gas station and this is badass girl with the bad hips and the fat ass, I'm like, damn, man, she look good. She's not gonna go for me. And let's be real, she's not, unless like she saw something in my personality. And then, you know, she's, oh, I like the way that he talks, you know, he's so emotional. But on the outside, if she knows that I'm driving like this bucket car and I'm working at a gas station and, you know, my living habits isn't up to par, oh no, then she ain't gonna fuck with me.
It's all, I feel like for women, it's more or less like monetary, or it's more or less like how it looks. I feel like a lot of women won't deal with certain people because of how it looks. I feel like if I worked as a woman all my life to be a nurse or be a lawyer, and somebody from a gas station or somebody who is lesser than me, which nobody's ever lesser than nobody based off anything. It's just imagery. How would people that I've worked at to get to the top would look at me, right? I think it's all perspective. People are so worried about how other people may perceive them that they make their choices, and a lot of their choices is based off the perception of others. Yeah. Right? For example, people may think like they're smoking for themselves, but a lot of people, I truly feel, smoked because they were around people that smoked and they felt like the odd man out, and now they're smoking. Or somebody who drinks at the club. A lot of people would say, oh, because I tell people I don't drink or smoke, and I'm in a club or I'm in a spot and they're looking at me like, how do you have fun? I don't need anything to make me feel energetic or make me feel a song. Right. Their ideology for you to feel that way is because you are so accustomed to trying to live in a perspective that does not suit you. But since you've done it so much, it has become a habit. Yeah. I don't think nobody's a smoker. I don't think nobody's a drinker. I don't think nobody's really addicted to drugs. Right. I truly think that it is the perception or the perspective of how other people may view them is what they're addicted to. Right? Interesting. So, for example, if I'm to pop Adderall or I drink lean, right? It starts somewhere. It starts with somebody who was already doing it, and you're doing it until you're doing it so much to be fit in that it becomes your daily habit. Yeah. Right? And I think that's with anything, because a lot of people started smoking weed, especially during the pandemic. But let's be real. Not everybody was a smoker before that time. Right. Like, think about it, right? A lot of people are smoking these vapes and nicks and all these different kinds of things, which is okay. Like, that's your life. I'm not going to stop you from doing what you're doing. But it's more or less like they've seen somebody do it. Oh, what's that? Okay, I can't smoke weed everywhere, so let me smoke the lick. Let me get that same feeling. Now it just continues. Now it becomes a habit because you have gotten comfortable with it. Yeah. So I think it has to do with perspective. I think a lot of things have to do with perspective. A lot of things will have to do with how people perceive you. It goes back to just what we were talking about with the women, like, or just people in general. Like, a lot of people are not going to talk, because you could have, so for example, this is a question to you. You could have a female that looks, a woman that looks amazing. Banging body, banging, everything looks amazing. But her personality is dookie. But you have a female that's not so, like, she's not terrible. Not terrible at all. Still beautiful, but not as bad as woman number one. But woman number two has better personality. Bob is more amazing. She's more respectful. Who are you going for based off just their appearance?
Number two, hands down.
Okay. So a lot of people may choose one because that perspective of being seen by others matters more to them than what true happiness is. Because
number one is that is she's drawing too much attention, and I don't like that. You know, I don't like when a female has to come out like all the fellas have to look. You know what I'm saying, and have to talk their game, and then regardless that she might not be number two, but still she might be like, oh, I'm here with my man and stuff like that. But still, she might say, hey, I'm gonna still put you in the back of my list just in case if he fucks up. You know what I'm saying? So I go with number two because number two is just, she more basic. You know, she could walk out and guys might not even say anything to her. And she knows she's loyal. You know what I'm saying? And I know she's loyal. And I don't really have to fight too much. You know, it's like, I don't know, you know the movie Rocky? Okay, you know Adrian? Yeah, like I like a female that's like Adrian, you know, even though she built up strength because she was with a fighter. But I would like a female like Adrian because she was in her feminine side, I should say. You know, but she's in her feminine side. So that's the type of relationship, the type of female that I want. You know, it's like, you know, she knows when, oh, okay, I'm tired or I'm angry, I'm upset. She knows not to build that up. It's to calm him down, to ease him down. You know what I'm saying? Because I notice these girls, like once the guy's upset, oh, they're going to just keep pissing them off. And it's like,
I don't think that's intentional though.
Well, from the female?
I think it goes back to like, I think women overthink so much or ponder about things that don't matter.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever really sit down and talk to somebody you like, they're gonna ask you, if I was a fly, would you still love me? Like questions like that, which don't matter, matter to them. So I think when a woman sees their man upset, their mindset is, how can I help them? But they don't understand, sometimes you cannot help me when I'm freshly upset. Yeah. Right? Because my mind is just like, whatever the situation is how could I handle that better? How could I compose myself better? Because at the end of the day, I think men try to compose themselves no matter the emotion the best they can. Yeah. There is a lot of crashing out that goes out that has happened by men, but I think overall, a man that's trying to improve himself or a man that's trying to build has the mindset of, how can I compose myself in a situation like this? Yeah. The fact that I had to come out of character in front of you is something that's on my mind. The fact that I came out of character for myself and that's not my character, right? It's on my mind. But you're so insistent on the fact that I'm not speaking to you in the moment, or I'm silent, and you keep egging it. Now you're gonna keep egging it and egging it and egging it until I'm just frustrated, period. I'm overstimulated. And now you're hearing my voice, and now you think that I'm actually mad at you. Now you're mad that I'm mad. Now, while I'm mad, I have to forget what I'm mad about to cater to you, because whole time you're just mad that I'm not speaking to you. Right. And I think people just have to be more aware, right? I think awareness is very important. Sometimes too, communication is also important. Yeah. If you are a man or a woman and you are upset, regardless of whether it's inside the relationship or outside the relationship, communicate that. But what also is important, understanding. Yeah. I think you can tell somebody, yo, bro, I'm not feeling it, but the lack of understanding can cause an argument. For example, if I tell you, babe, I had a long couple of days and you will know, and you want to come over, but I'm just personally just need some time for myself. Your mind, the woman's mind, may go a few ways. Why you don't want to see me? Why you don't want me around you? I mean, you're supposed to be your girl. I can calm you down, but sometimes people don't need that. I just need my little space to get my mind right. I've been around too many different energies, and sometimes I need to harness my own energy. I feel like people don't understand that every day you're dealing with different people's energies. Yeah. You can be dealing with a crazy at 8 a.m. And then by 6, before you're supposed to clock out or whatever the case may be, you're dealing with another crazy, or you're dealing with your boss carrying on with you, and it's like, or something at work went wrong, or you drove, or you hit a pothole, or you're tired. Like, there's could be so much miscellaneous things that happen during the day that contributes to me saying, hey, I'm just not feeling it right now. Like, let me just get the space. But people got to understand, like, it don't be about you. Not everything is about you. Nah. Well, that's what these... Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever see it, that's what the females think, is that they think everything is about them, you know? And see, but again, Aaron, that's why I stay to myself, man. That's why I'm so in tune to me, because if I get into another relationship with another female and she's always on that rah-rah shit, she's not gonna like me, like, right off the gate, because I'm like, you know what? Like, do that in front of the mirror, you know? Like, do that in front of the mirror, your own reflection. Like, yell and scream in front of your own reflection, not in front of me, because I'm done with that. You know, been through my baby mother's yelling and screaming a lot, and I'm like, I'm done with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people feel like they have to be overly aggressive to express themselves. Yeah, you don't have to. I think you have to understand, but it takes two to tango, right? If you are showing signs that you're not truly trying to listen as a man or as a woman or whoever the listener is, that person is going to get turned off and turn up. Yeah. So if it ever comes to a point in time, it's the approach, then it's the reaction after the approach.
Yeah.
Because now if I approach you, right, and I'm coming to you about something, and I approach you violently, your innate reaction is going to be, this nigga's bugging.
And that's what they want.
Right? But sometimes it's like, it's like I said, it's what they see. Like, it's what people see at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like a lot of people don't know how to conversate or communicate anymore because they're so accustomed to what they see.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I tell people, I'm with, like, even with the last situation I was dealing with, I spoke to that specific person so peacefully, even when I was addressing things that I was either angry about, because at the end of the day, I do not want nothing to be misconstrued or misunderstood that lead that person to say, he's bugging, he's talking to me crazy. So, like, for example, one of the bigger things is just like the volume in my house, right? I have other people living within the household, and it's nothing disrespectful to her. She is accustomed to a certain way of living because she is accustomed to her lifestyle.
Right.
So I expressed to her that it has nothing to do with you, love. It has nothing to do with not wanting you to be yourself. It's just about respecting other people's space.
Yeah.
Right? We have other people living here. So more or less, I'm not going to tell you to continue being at that volume. Is just to lower your tone a little bit, because I'm also standing right in front of you.
Yeah.
I'm not all the way in the other room or too far. I'm standing right in front of you. So you could just keep your tone at a minimum, because we right here. It'll be different if you was outside and you're sitting across the room. Yeah, you can talk however you want to talk so I can hear you, but I'm always going to be making sure that I'm listening to you. And once I was able to express that in that same tone, that same manner, just reassured her that she's not the problem, because sometimes you're not the problem.
Yeah.
It's just calm, peaceful. And she took the message properly, because I'm not to argue. I don't like to argue. I don't want to see you upset, and I never want you to feel like I'm dissing you or making you feel like you can't be yourself. More or less, it's just, you got to understand me as much as I'm trying to understand you.
Yeah. Well, listen, Aaron, we want to continue with this conversation, my brother. In the meanwhile, because we had an hour in, my brother, that's really good. Really good, man. But this cake's smelling good, and, you know, we had to get a slice of this motherfucking
course.
cake. Anyway, but listen, we won't get to Versus final words. So, ladies and gentlemen, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Versus final word. Aaron, if you want to, you could have Versus final word. You want to take the last word.
Overall, I think there's a lot of opportunities in the world for us to be better people. And I think that we fail to realize how much power we have within our words, within our mind, within ourselves to create change. And people do say it starts with you, but it really does. Think about it. One random act of kindness a day changes somebody's life. Being respectful, being polite, being understanding changes a lot. It changes your narrative. Being positive, speaking positively to yourself, to others, changes people's life, and just your life, period. You move different. You start to breathe different, because at the end of the day, you're not pushing the same narrative. Also, thinking highly of yourself. You can think as highly as you want, because at the end of the day, you can psych yourself out to be that person you want to be. So if you think you are a millionaire and you want to move like a millionaire, do it. Because at the end of the day, your mind is so powerful that it can do anything you put your mind to. The same way you tell yourself to get up when you're tired, the same way you tell yourself to jump when you're playing sports and it's so quick of a snap of a finger, the same way you can tell yourself to change your life around. You are the change, you are the reason, you are the purpose.
That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. I mean, I couldn't even say better versus final word than that. I mean, we're gonna have to really solidify that one. That was beautiful. Well, anyway, Aaron, man, my brother, once again, Aaron, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you for being here again on another anniversary, my brother.
For sure.
You know, and the best thing people gotta understand too about, you know, the anniversaries of my podcast is that it's history making. And some people they really don't see that. You know, they just look at me like, oh, who's this guy? He has another podcast. But if you just look at the way that the production and how everything is moving, like subscribers going up, viewers is going up, you know what I'm saying? And I be telling people, just do what you love to do. That what matters. Fuck the bullshit, the negative, the haters. Love your haters, if anything, because they will really what makes you, you know. And the criticism, embrace the criticism,
because that's all just how you can improve. That's how you got to look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how I pretty much kept doing episodes and episodes, because some people's like, oh, well, this podcast is stupid, don't listen to him. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing it to piss you off. You know what I'm saying? And 6 more episodes left until we get to the 100th episode. 6 more episodes left, ladies and gentlemen. That's another thing too. 6 more episodes left.
Man, that's you've been putting in work, man. I'm proud of you, man.
Thanks, man.
I think a lot of people
Thank you.
are just not consistent.
Nah, I mean, I wish I was like consistent. Like I mean, if I had a choice, I'd be doing this like every day. But with work, and then sometimes my mom would come in here and watch the TV. Yeah. So it would just take up some of the time, and it's not an excuse. It's the truth. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy that I have a 2nd anniversary, 6 episodes left to the 100th episode. So and plus 2, you here as well. So I thank you very much, man. And the viewers, the subscribers. So I really do appreciate them and you, and very happy. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, bro.
No
thank
problem. You. Congratulations again, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Well, hold on. Let me just light this son of a bitch up. I was trying to get the number 2, but they ran out of number 2s. So we got 2 candles for 2 anniversaries. So
better than nothing, right?
Yeah, I guess so. And I had my other lighter too, but can't find it. All right. There we go. Man. So till the 3rd anniversary, right?
3rd anniversary, more success, more people, more guests.
Absolutely,
maybe
man.
A different location. You never know. The sky's the limit.
Somebody said that too. Somebody was like, "You gonna be in a different location with your podcast?" I'm like, fuck yeah, I am. Sooner or later.
Never know. We probably be sitting on the beach side one of these times. Just set up.
It's just one day. That's definitely one day, man.
It's gonna happen.
Oh, it will do, man. But Aaron, man, thank you, man. Thank you once again, brother, man. Thank you, brother. And for you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the #Theversashow. And you make sure that you do these 3 things. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell at the same time. Now listen, if you are new to the channel, you make sure you go ahead and just subscribe now to the #Theversashow channel. And look, as my boy Aaron, all right, and shout out to Muhammad too, because Muhammad, he's gonna be in Saudi Arabia. He's leaving tonight, so shout out to Muhammad. You know what I mean? Get there safe, bro. Get there safe. He gonna give me a phone call whenever he gets back. But anyway, but get there safe. DM me on my Instagram, ladies and gentlemen, and you should already know what this is. It's the best podcast around, and I am the Versa. And I see you guys on another episode on #Theversashow, and I definitely will see you on the 3rd anniversary of #Theversashow. And you know how I always leave the anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Until next time on #Theversashow. Produced by Vintage Era Productions. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? I thank you for watching the latest episode on #Theversashow. For more new episodes, you make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell for more new episodes. And if you have any questions to ask, to get my intake, my answer on this show, make sure that you add me on Instagram @Theversa. And also too, can't forget to follow too, so press that button as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching. Until next time, #Theversashow, the best podcast around.